Hello, I'm Eric.
And I'm Melissa. And today we went to the Northwest Classic Game Enthusiast Swap Meet. It was a first ever, I think they said. It's the first time they did this. It was held here in Portland, so we thought we'd check it out. It was sponsored by the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. So, and we had a great time at that, and we thought,
yeah, it's not as big as the, obviously it's not as big as the,
and they didn't have,
the whole expo.
You know, all the free play.
No, it's really just
arcades.
a swap meet.
It's a swap meet,
there
you know,
to put buyers and sellers and traders together, and
which is nice because we don't really have swap meets here in Portland. I don't.
Yeah.
You know, like
not like those lucky guys in California.
Right. All those Californians.
Will remain nameless.
Yes.
But.
And Ricky. So,
yeah. So
yeah, it was good. It was touted as a family-friendly event, so we brought our family. So it was the two of us and our three little girls.
Well, we brought our kids because our babysitter canceled, right?
Unfortunately she had to cancel, and
we didn't want to miss out.
No.
So the kids came along with, and I don't know, they might have been the only.
There were some other kids. I mean, there was a few others. We probably had the most kids per couple. I mean, I think most couples had one.
We had three.
Yeah, we had
kids,
three. So
all under the age of 6.
Yeah,
so it was tough.
We kept them busy with electronics.
Yeah, they played 3DS. They played Animal Crossing on the 3DS and
on the
DS
on the
too,
DS,
right?
Yeah, on my DS Lite, and brought a tablet, had a phone, had a player, Android player.
Anyway, so the kids were there. They were pretty good.
Yeah, we did okay.
They allowed us to pick up some stuff, which is what we're going to show you right now.
Yeah.
So let's see. I mean, so this is going to be two parts. Today I'm going to do the this part will be the non-Nintendo and non-Sega. So any systems that aren't made by Nintendo or Sega. And you know, one of the things I always like about these meets is that it gives me a chance to fill in gaps and stuff like that. So pieces. You know, I like to pick up the manuals. So I'm just going to start sort of with the earliest system and then move to the end, and I guess sort of save my favorite pickup in this group for last. But anyway, I got the casino manual for the Atari 2600, and I picked up the Breakout game and manual for the Atari 2600. I have Super Breakout, which I think is probably superior, but I like to get. I thought I might try to check out Breakout also. Miss Pac-Man. I have this for the 5200. Mm-hmm. What did I say? Ms. Pac-Man?
Yeah, it's a classic.
Yeah, it's classic. I think it's a pretty good. It's probably much better than Pac-Man on the Atari 2600. But Ms. Pac-Man and Venture. Now, this is a game that this is kind of the game that made me want to get a ColecoVision. And so when I did get my ColecoVision, Venture was one of the first games I got, and I was always curious what the 2600 port of that looked like. And I think this was in a dollar bin or something, so I grabbed it. In fact, I think all of these cartridges were $1. So went ahead and grabbed those. So 3 new Atari cartridges added to the collection. Got Boxing for Intellivision. This was also in a $1 bin. Most of my Intellivision games they have the manual. Mm-hmm. Many of them are boxed, but for $1 I figured out what the heck, I'll just buy this one. So that's it for the Atari 2600 and Intellivision. Let's see, and I as some of you may remember, I have another video about getting an Atari 5200, and so tried to round out some of the collection there. So we got a bunch of manuals: Centipede, Dig Dug. I have all of these games. Football. I hope this is the Real Sports Football manual. I don't know if there's football and Real Sports Football on the 5200, but this is football, so I'm hoping it's the same one. Ms. Pac-Man. This is the manual for the 5200 version, which I also have. And Space Invaders. So I have all of these games, and then I picked up Defender. This was complete. It comes in the box and the game. The label is not in great shape. I think it's a little faded, but for a couple of bucks I paid for $3, and I don't really care about the box. I mean, for these old systems, it doesn't really matter. but I got the fender, and it doesn't have the, I don't know if this is supposed to have the overlays or not. Pole position also.
Lovely box.
Boxing game. Yeah, I don't. Again, don't care about the box.
No.
So this was complete with the manual also. Or you know, for me, these old games, manual and cartridge is enough to call it, you know, good enough. And it has the box, but it's, you know, it's in pretty bad shape. And then Robotron 2084, which, you know, that's a classic arcade game. I have no idea how it fares on the 5200, but I thought I'd grab it. What the heck, you know, just populating out that library. Okay, so let's see. That pretty much ends it for the class. I didn't get any ColecoVision games. So that pretty much ends it for some of the old systems. So now we'll talk about PlayStation and Xbox. Nothing real, you know, nothing real great here. Cool borders. I've been looking for this game, you know, the Black Label version. I'd seen it a couple times at Goodwills or thrift shops, and I thought, you know, this is sort of one of those series that I've heard about on the PlayStation, and I always liked SSX, and I'm sure this game is nowhere near SSX Tricky, but the Black Label, it was $1, so I grabbed that. This game I have considered getting for quite a while. Fear Effect. This is complete. It's got, you know, the 4 discs and the manual. The manual could be in better shape, but price isn't too bad. And you know, again, a game that I had been wanting to get for a while. Grand Theft Auto 2. Now, yeah, you know, everybody kind of knows about Grand Theft Auto 3, right? And I'm a little bit like Vintage Video Game Geek. And if you've ever listened to the Vintage Video Game Geek and Nest Complex, their podcast Retro Rejects, you'll know that he likes to collect sort of all the games in particular series. Yes. And I'm like that too. And I thought, well, you know, to really appreciate Grand Theft Auto 3, we should know where it came from. Now, this game is, you know, it's a top-down kind of thing, which actually that mode existed in Grand Theft Auto 3. You could play it in 2D top-down mode. But, so I picked up Grand Theft Auto 2, you know. And then Legend of Mana. Again, this is a game that I, you know, kind of followed when it originally came out. Ultimately decided not to get it at the time, and took the opportunity now to pick it up, mostly because it's in really great shape. The price was, you know, what I was willing to pay for it. I had what do we have? 8 to 10 sheets, pages of games and prices that I was willing to pay today.
Spreadsheet.
And a lot of people, you know, maybe everyone else had it on their phone. Well, I'm not that sophisticated. I had printed it out, but this was the right price, and it's in great shape. And of course, you know, it's Legend of Mana, so I grabbed that. And then finally, Mega Man X4. Now, this isn't. I think the important parts of this are in good shape. The manual's not. It's not perfect. But the case is certainly destroyed. But the manual and the insert and the disc itself, they're in pretty good shape. And I thought the price was right. Well, I left it right on there, so you can tell. That's probably about what I paid for it. But I might have gotten a little bit of a deal. But
well, you can always replace. It's a CD case.
Yeah, I'll just replace it. So the key for me was whether the manual and the insert and the disc were in good shape, because I'll just put it in a different case. But Mega Man 4. I thought maybe I'd start trying to get some of the Mega Man X4. I have the Mega Man X collection, so I could play this, but like to also try to play it on the, you know, this was originally a PlayStation game. I'd like to try to play it on the PlayStation. So those are the pickups there. Okay, I guess moving on to PlayStation 2. Now these are just in alphabetical order. Not a lot here. Most of these were $1 games I picked up because the cases were in good shape. And I tried to pick up games where the cases were in good shape and I had even a mild interest in the game. So, bam. ATV Off-Road Fury 2. 2 copies. And I noticed later that one of them is the not for resale. And one of them is the for resale, I guess. So, I don't know. I'll pick one of those to keep, and maybe I'll give one to somebody else. ATV Off-Road Fury 4. I have the original one.
Do you have 3?
I don't have 3, so I'm stuck. My hands are tied.
What about 1?
I have 1, but it's a greatest hits version. Right. So I'll have to get 3.
I guess 3's going on our list.
3's going to have to go on the list. Vice City. You know, this is a classic. I already have this one too, but the case was in good shape. I think it was $1. This one was not $1. It was more than that, but it's sealed. and it's actually not the greatest hits. They just put the greatest hits red on the. But I thought, you know what? I have all the other 3 Jack games. Of course, now this is going to bug me because the 3 Jack games I have are the greatest hits, and this is not.
Oh no!
So maybe I'll just keep this one sealed and trade this one off and get it. But anyway, it's the Jack X combat racing for PS2. It's the last, I think, of the Jack games on the PS2. This one I was excited to get because it's in great shape, and I'd been looking for the Black Label version of this game. This is Kingdom Hearts Regarding. I'm assuming that means regarding because that's what it means in an email subject line, right? Regarding Chain of Memories, and it's got the shiny. Shiny cover, and it's complete. It's in really great shape. So it was on my list. No cheating. That was one on my list, so I picked it up. Again, these are $1. Need for Speed, Underground. Case was in good shape. This one I bought explicitly. Neo Contra. I am trying to pick up all of the Contra, and this one was. I think I saw a few of them, but this one was one that the price I was willing to pay. So this one I did actually want. Complete, great shape. So got that. This was another $1 game, but I remember hearing about this back in the when the PlayStation 2 originally launched. This was one of the. Okay. I'm sure people are going to get mad at me for saying this. It was one of the few games that came out early in the PlayStation 2's life that were worth playing. My recollection of my opinion of at the time was that it took quite a while. It took a while for the PlayStation 2 to have any software worth playing, especially when you consider how cheap and great the software on the Dreamcast was. But this was one of the first games I remember hearing was really good. And then SOCOM 1 and 2, each $1. I don't know. Maybe I'll get 3. They're in there.
What do you mean maybe?
Well, okay, fine. I'll get 3.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to pay a lot for it. I mean, these were $1. Okay, so that's it for PS2. And then moving on, so then the next group is Xbox. Amped. This is actually, this label here, I've seen this before. This is a label that is from the Microsoft employee store. These things are impossible to get off. I can't get them off. The one I tried to get off, I got maybe like 5% of it off, and I gave up because the case just isn't worth much. But this is sealed. It's not shrink wrap, but it's got this sticker on it. This is one that I picked up a bad copy of it at PRGE in like a bin of, fill up a bag and we'll give it to you for $5. And it's kind of incomplete, so I figured I'd pick this one up just to complete it. I'll have to switch it with another case because that label will not come off of there. Mech Assault, I think this was $1. I picked this up. I have Mech Assault, but I have the Platinum Hits version, so now I have what? The non-platinum.
The non-platinum hits.
I have Yeah, the before they were famous version. Yes. Medal of Honor European Assault. I picked up the other 2 Medal of Honor games for the Xbox. I picked them up at pawn shops or thrift shops. Sun. And this was, I had Rising Sun. Here's the other one. Here's Rising Sun. And then I forget Frontline or something. I already had Rising Sun and Frontline, but I picked up, so I figured, well, I may as well round it out with European Assault. So I think I did pay $3 for it, but it is complete. So now I have all the Medal of Honor games for the Xbox. I'm actually a big, kind of a fan of the original Xbox. So that collection is getting quite big. This is a double game, NCAA Football 2005 and Topspin. This came bundled with Xboxes. It was the Christmas bundle of 2004. And again, I think this was $1, so I picked it up because the case was in pretty good shape. Pirates, The Legend of Black Cat. I got this at PRGE again in that $5 bag. It was incomplete, and I played it, and it actually seemed kind of cool. So I went and got the complete version, and I'll trade off just the loose disc. Or I have the case. I don't have the manual, so I really just wanted the manual.
It's a pretty good case too.
So I'll and the case is in good shape. So and then Spy Hunter. Kind of had an interest in this game. I guess I didn't check it. There is no manual, but this was $1 also, and the case is in great shape. So yeah, looking forward to trying that out. And the original arcade Spy Hunter is included. So that's 2 for the price of 1. That's 50 cents a game. So that's pretty good. All right, so that's it for the Xbox. And then I guess the best thing I got, or the thing the best thing I got that was non-Nintendo or non-Sega was China Warrior for the TurboGrafx 16. It's complete. Has the little. Well, it doesn't have the box, but for me, this is complete. It's got the manual. It's got the game. It's got the little plastic sleeve. The clip is intact. And I thought the price was really reasonable, so I picked it up. It turns out that I missed some really good TurboGrafx games at another booth. I mean, I was walking up as the guy was paying for them, and he was buying Legendary Axe and Legendary Axe 2 and a bunch of great stuff. So, yeah, I just missed those by a couple of minutes. But I was able to get China Warrior, and we'll have to try that out.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if you would have gotten that stuff at that booth anyway.
I might not have. The prices were a little high.
The booth was great. They had that booth was awesome because it had so many good games.
Yeah, there was a booth there that had a bunch of really rare stuff, but the prices were about double what I was willing to pay for them, and they weren't really going down.
No,
I won't get into the specifics of it, but I got something in the other, what we'll do in part 2. It's a Sega game that I got there, but that was the only thing that I really wanted, and I put back, about $70 worth of stuff because I wasn't willing to pay that for what I had in the thing. So anyway, that was our day. That was our part of our pickups from the our first visit to the Northwest Classic Games Enthusiasts Swap Meet. And there were some people there from the Northwest gaming community there. We saw John Hancock, we saw Dr. Nintendo, we saw Luigi Freakout, we saw Stumptown Retro, and a bunch of other guys that I'd seen around at PRGE. So it was kind of cool seeing those guys again. And so we'll have a part 2 with all the Nintendo and Sega stuff that we picked up. So thanks for watching.
Thanks.